Hi guys, it's Christy with the Pretty Losers. We have a full panel tonight. We are talking about what is the difference between men and women, really different in weight loss. What's the difference between it? So let me introduce myself. I am Christy, part of the Pretty Losers, and we'll just go down the panel. Rob, go ahead and announce yourself.
Hi, my name's Rob. My channel is Rob Reno TV. Thank you for asking me to come on, you guys. Tonight, I'm very interested and excited about talking about this topic, men versus women, when it comes to weight loss.
Trisha?
Hi, my name is Trisha, and you guys all know me with PrettyLosers.com. And I'm super glad these two gentlemen joined us, our first men on the show.
Woohoo!
So I hope you guys are ready.
Michael?
Hey, I am Michael. I have a YouTube channel named Michael VSG. I'm very honored to be on the show tonight. Thank you, ladies.
And last but not least, the beautiful Heather.
Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Heather, Hardboiled Heather, and I'm very excited to have Rob and Michael here. I think they're both amazing, and it'll be great to get a perspective from someone who's had surgery versus someone who has not. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good show.
Okay, I just want to, let's just go through the questions because I think I got 7 and you got a few too, Heather, and then let's just hit this head on first. Let's just start with this one. Do you have a good support? Do all of y'all have a good support system around you during your weight loss? And we'll start with Heather first and we'll work our way down the road.
Yes, I do. My family is always supportive, but I don't have any family nearby me, so I guess they're supportive over the phone and that sort of thing. My husband, it's hit or miss with him. He didn't want me to have the surgery, but I did anyway, obviously, and he has the mentality of every diet that I've ever tried to do is just too extreme. I'm just always extreme. That's why I can't stick with anything, because it's all or nothing with you. I'm either working out every day and eating a very strict diet, or I'm eating everything in sight and sitting on my ass. So he gets frustrated with that, but he has never had a weight problem, so he doesn't really understand where I'm coming from, but he tries for the most part, I guess. So.
How about you, Michael?
I have an amazing support system. My family have supported me with everything I've done, and was completely on board with me having the VSG surgery, and has been my biggest supporters. Next to them, I would have to say everyone that I've met through social media, YouTube, Facebook, everyone has just been nothing but super supportive. So, I mean, I really look to all of them for support.
Trish?
That's kind of a tricky question. I would say yes and no. A lot of people want me to succeed in my weight loss journey, but they don't want me to do certain things, and there's always limitations on what they want me to do, and sometimes I feel like I can never make anybody happy, and I know this is about me and my journey, and it's just, I think I'm to that point where it's like either you're on board with me or you're not, and if you're not, then we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. So that's something I'm really struggling with. I really don't talk about it often, but I really struggle with that. So.
Okay. How about you, Rob?
I would say that I do have an amazing support system, even though I try very hard not to focus every conversation that I have with friends and family and things wrapped around weight loss. I'm a huge believer, whether you've had surgery, non-surgery, whatever method you're using, as long as it's safe. I believe that our life is more than the weight loss journey itself. There's nothing wrong with talking about it. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your journey. But I also think it can become very addictive for a lot of people. So for me, while I do talk about it with friends, especially that are around me on my daily, that I see and talk to and stuff, I try to focus on other things in my life. And in the weight loss community, you guys will see that I talk about things that are weight loss related, and I talk about things that are not weight loss related. Because when we limit ourselves to talking just about weight loss, I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally agree.
And for me, I think I do, and then I think, again, I don't. I'm stuck in the middle because I have family and friends that want to support me, but when we have a function or get together, oh, you could have that. You could cheat one day. You know, it's like a double, it's like a knife in your back sometimes, you know?
Mhm.
And you're like, and you sit there and you get pressured all the time, and it's like, come on, support me. I'm trying to do this for me. And then they sit there and they bring me back into that every time. And I try my hardest, believe me, I do. But I get pulled back in every time, every time. And that's why I kind of make myself like a hermit. I stay home all the time because I don't want to get stuck going to a barbecue and then watching everybody else eat the good stuff. And I'm like, oh, damn, I can't eat that, you know? And then they're all like, well, you can eat it. Come on, have a cookie, have a cupcake, have this. So it's a struggle for me. It's back and forth. I feel like Trish, you know, it's a seesaw. Okay, the next question. How was your late weight loss impact your new life? And let's start with the guys first. How about you, Michael?
Wow, my weight loss has, I mean, truly completely impacted my life, from me being able to hardly do anything at all to I can do anything I want to do now. And the energy and everything of a teenager, pretty much. Just, I mean, the way it's mainly impacted me is the activity level and the confidence I have with myself now. And I wouldn't change anything. I mean, that's the biggest impact that I've had, is my confidence.
Okay. How about you, Rob?
I think for me, confidence would be one of the big ones. I think for a lot of people, I can't speak for everybody, I can only speak for myself, but I think one of the things that happens when we become obese or overweight is sometimes we don't always have that confidence because we are worried about judgment. Are people making fun of me? Are they talking about me behind my back when they're supposed to be friends? So I think confidence is huge, but obviously physically I can do more. Now I did, you know, I originally lost 92 pounds in 10 months, and then I had a regain over a year and about 3 months of 65 pounds, and I'm now working very hard, and I've rededicated myself to getting this weight back off, and in the process of doing that, change my mind to change my life. If we want to change mind, we will end up putting the weight back on, because we can try our hardest with exercise and eating, and we're going to see a change on the outside. People that have had weight loss surgery, the doctor does surgery to your stomach, they don't do it to the brain. So we always have to concentrate on changing our mind to change our life. And I think if we can change the mind or get to a point where we can control, then we are sitting in the driver's seat. And from there, we got to hold those reins a little bit, but we can also have some freedom to enjoy life and not be worried about being judged and criticized.
Exactly.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And you didn't have weight loss surgery, is that correct, Rob?
I did not.
Okay, and Michael and Heather have had weight loss surgery, so me, Trisha, and Rob have not had weight loss surgery. So you're looking at two different perspective points from people that have had weight loss surgery and non-people that have had weight loss surgery. So how about you, Heather, with that question?
Well, again, obviously the confidence. I'm 3 months out from surgery, and I'm down around 65 pounds now, so that is a very large amount of weight in a short period of time. But I've noticed, obviously, the confidence, but my social anxiety, which I've talked about on my channel, has come quite a long ways in a very short period of time. But I will say the biggest thing that I have noticed, the biggest change, is before surgery and pretty much the 2.5 years we've lived here in Texas, and I gained all the weight, and I kind of felt like my life was spinning out of control, especially my marriage, and I was pointing the finger at my husband for not everything that was going wrong, but for a big part of what was going wrong. And since I feel like I'm coming back to my old self, like the Heather that I was when I married him, I'm now realizing, like, I was actually a big part of the problem, and since I'm improving those things about me, our marriage has like really turned around recently. And so I don't know, I feel like some guilt about that for just being so negative, but I think, I don't know, when you're in the moment and you feel so miserable, it's just easy to blame your partner or your spouse or the people that are closest to you, and it's almost like you're afraid to look at yourself. And now I think I finally have looked at myself, and I'm changing the things that I need to change, so I'm happy about that.
Great answer.
That makes me cry. It really does.
Oh.
What about you, Trisha?
I don't even remember the question. I'm going to go into Heather's answer.
How has weight loss impacted your life now? Because you've had a big weight loss too.
Yeah, I think I've gone from like really hating myself and like, I mean, I got to the point where I just I wouldn't even look in the mirror. I would just wear anything that resembled a trash bag that would just cover me. No makeup, nothing. I hid from my friends. I got to where I wouldn't even answer my phone. It's a lot different now. Like, I want to see my friends, and I'm more engaging, and I obviously wear tons of makeup now. My husband says I'm wearing my night makeup, so I guess it's a little dark, but I like it, so that's that. And I think my overall well-being has changed. I feel like I finally have hope, and that's the only way I can put it. Before I didn't have that, but now I kind of have some hope.
And hope is an awesome feeling.
Yes.
It really is. When you're in such a dark place, there's just no light in that dark place. And once you find just a little bit of light, you just grab onto it, and you just don't want to let it go.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's impacted my life. I'm probably the one that's lost. I'm a slow loser. I've lost 30 pounds since I've started my weight loss journey, and I'm at a stall right now. And at first, I was feeling great. I was on top of the world. I was doing videos left and right, and now I just feel like I'm sitting on the bench, just waiting. I just feel it's sad sometimes, and it's like I'm trying to get out of that funk again. And I think the holidays really ruined me with the funk too, because I just hit a lazy point during the holidays with the kids being home and stuff, and I gotta get back into it. I gotta get back into the groove. I gotta get my mojo back. That's what they say. Get your mojo back. So I'm trying to, and it's hard. It's hard when it's just hard for me. I think it's hard for me because I'm a stay-at-home mom with a 2-year-old. I'm doing school and everything else, and it's just, I have no social life, and it's all inside the house, and it just revolves around the people I see on a daily basis. So, and it's hard. I think it's been hard, but it's a struggle, and it's like climbing the steps. I got to get up that damn mountain, and I'm slowly doing it, and I'm starting to get little by little every day. It's like baby steps, getting my self-confidence back and getting back on track. So
That was a good question.
How about this? Trisha, do you think men and women approach and experience weight loss differently?
Oh gosh. Well, it pisses me off, I think, because when my husband thinks, oh, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, it's like he goes to the gym twice and he loses it. So I think in me and my family, my mom, anybody I know, anytime us women try to lose weight, it's harder. I think my husband looks at losing weight as just do it, let's just go walk around the block and it's going to fall off, It doesn't happen like that. Like, I wish it did, because I'd be running laps, crawling, pulling myself, and it's just, it doesn't just fall off. And I think, I don't know, I think that men approach weight loss very differently, and I think that's kind of sexist to say, I guess, but it's just different. I don't know.
I did a lot of reading today about this subject, and what I've come across in all these articles that I was reading, it said male hormone testosterone. I cannot say that word. I don't know why.
Testosterone.
Causes men to burn fat more, and the female hormone estrogen tends to cause women to store fat. That's why it takes us so much longer to lose the weight than the guys.
Yeah,
That's what I was reading.
Even I find it.
Yeah, that was in everything that I was reading today. That same thing. So, how about you, Michael?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because I have seen men and women approach it differently, and I've also seen them where we approach it the same way. I know that the way I approached it in the past, you know, I did everything, and it was all or nothing with me, and to the extreme where it wasn't healthy, and I had to stop, and then it was okay, nothing. I did nothing, and I gained everything I lost back, plus gained 20, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
But since I had surgery, surgery was my last hope, my last straw. If this didn't work, you might as well just put a nail in the coffin. I'm done. And I had to change my mindset, and I hit the ground running full force, and I haven't stopped yet. And it's just, it's back to that all or nothing thing, but I know that I can slack off. I can relax now. Since I hit goal, I have relaxed. I have incorporated more different foods into my diet that in the beginning were absolutely no foods. I was not going to eat them ever again, and then I was like, I can't live like that. I did not have weight loss surgery to not live. So I have incorporated other foods, and then, the way I approach that is when I see that the scale start to go up, a couple of pounds, I just say, hey, let's reel that back in, and it does drop back off, but, I really need to keep my head in the game for the long run, and just because it won't just fall off for the rest of my life. I will, if I continue on the path that the more relaxed path, I know there is greater possibility of regain. I mean, that's just the way I approach it. Is when I see.
Was that it?
Yeah.
There was like a delayed reaction there. Rob, how about you?
Well, this is a great question, and of course, I think when you look at statistics, men definitely most times lose weight quicker than women, and I think it's very frustrating for women, and I get that. I think there are some women that are exception to the rule, but I think generally when it comes to weight loss, I think that men do tend to lose the weight quicker, and I always joke and say that women live longer, so there's your extra 3 to 5 years that you got to lose that weight that you're slow on losing. When it comes to the mental part of it, I think men and women battle a lot of the same demons with the judgment and the being picked on and the bullied and the shame. One thing I think that women have to battle a lot more as a society, there is demands put on women that are not put on men as far as their looks go. There was a study done where they had people look at men and women that were overweight. In the men, people said, he's stocky, he's cuddly, he's a bear, he's a little overweight. For the women, they referred to them as fat slobs, lazy bitches, nasty, disgusting, and gross, along with other things. So there is a serious issue with the way we as Americans, and I don't live in another country, so I can't speak for them. They could be the same or worse, or better, or not judge. But we as Americans tend to put very high demands on the physical appearance of women and hold them to a lot higher standard. And unfortunately, that's not fair. And the other thing that comes in is I think a lot of people get their hopes up high when you see these shows like Extreme Weight Loss, Biggest Loser, and I am not knocking those shows, but let me explain something to you. Unless you live on the Biggest Loser ranch and work out 8 hours a day and have food stocked in the house, that is not realistic. I mean, if you're watching the show trying to get a little something to add to yours or motivation, that's great. But folks, that's not realistic. They had someone on the show one time that lost 32 pounds in a week. Unrealistic. The women losing weight on that show along with the men at the rate they're losing, that is not realistic, folks. Losing weight at a lower rate, men or women, it's going to be different. But as long as you're working at it, I think that's the important thing. But I think it's very unfortunate that women have that battle with society judging their appearance and the way they look so harshly, because I think it does. I think it hurts the process for them big time.
I agree.
Totally.
Okay, Heather, answer that question following Rob's question.
You guys make some really good points.
Yeah.
One thing that I have noticed throughout my life, difference between women dieting and men, is when women, I'm not even going to say diet, I guess trying to lose weight or whatever you want to call it, we go to the extreme. Not everybody, but I'm just saying, just in general, what I observe. Like, when we're trying to lose weight, okay, we're going to the gym, we're working out 5 days a week, we're tracking every freaking calorie, we're counting how many bottles of water we drink, we're on this strict diet, we're doing this, and everything is so freaking complicated to where you can't do anything during the day other than obsess about every morsel that you can eat and that you cannot eat. But like with men and just like guys that I've worked with that have tried to lose a few pounds here and there, they just cut back a few things. Like maybe instead of a 12-inch sub at Subway, they get a 6-inch. Or maybe they switch from Coke to Coke Zero. And they just, exercise a little bit more. They just kind of make small changes to improve their health to where it's not like all consuming. And I just think that's really interesting how women just kind of go to the extreme where men can just kind of make small changes and lose the weight. I don't know. It's just really interesting. I think it kind of goes with what Rob said, the pressure on us and like everything we see in the TV shows and the magazines and the advertisements and all that kind of garbage that we just buy into that maybe men don't. I don't know.
The hard part too, real quick, sorry, with going to extremes is when you go to those extremes and you don't see results, it's very frustrating, and that's when people just say, you know what, to hell with it. I busted my ass this week. I ate good, I worked out, and I lost nothing. Or I gained a half a pound. Or I only lost a pound. That is very discouraging. I think starting and taking steps, changing things, and adding things in and doing it slowly is the way to do it. Maybe not for everybody, but I think that overkill and not seeing results that you're expecting to see can be disastrous.
Yep. And I think husbands and wives that do plans together, and the husband loses 12 pounds on the first week, and the wife does 3, and she's like, "This is bullshit. I'm done. I quit."
We got the tater tots.
Put some cheese on them, boo.
Don't be snipping on that cheese. You got one piece more than I did, so.
I agree. Garrett's the same way. He can sit there and stop eating something, and then he's already skinny. He's a little string bean as it is. And he's got a little belly, and he wants to lose it. And we can sit there and eat. I can eat all the quinoa in the world, all the protein in the world, drink all the water, and I gain or lose 0.9 pounds. And then he's sitting there like, oh, my pants are baggy on me. Are you serious?
I just farted. They fell off. Whoa.
But it's true, like Rob said, society puts a lot of pressure on us women, not for the men, because the men are seeing these beautiful women on TV. Even our daughters, my daughter, she sits there and sees that, and she wants to be this pretty girl, and she looks at herself, and she was born with a disability, so she can't walk real well, so she has a little extra weight on her, and she sees all these pretty girls, and it's like, you're beautiful the way you are, but that's what our society sees is that they're telling us that we need to be a size 2. You know, we can't sit there and be like that. It's too much pressure on us. And then when he loses weight, it's just like I want to sit there and pull my hair out. It drives me crazy. But I think it's easier for men to lose weight than women. I agree with that. Yeah. I do. I think it's just like he could sit there and cut out, like you said, cut out a couple of things, and he could still drink his Mountain Dew. He could cut out bread and beans, and, you know, he's down a size. For me, I have to sit there and cut out anything starchy, anything, I mean, pretty much everything except for lettuce and water. That's what I have to eat to sit there and lose weight.
Yeah.
You know?
And chia seeds. Don't forget your chia seeds.
Yeah, my chia seeds too. You know, I'm sucking down my chia seeds in the slimy water, you know, sitting there trying to sit there and try everything, every way to switch it up. I'm like, okay, well, the walking didn't work this week, so I'll sit there and do, you know, weights or something like that. I'm sitting there reading different articles how women can lose weight faster than men. It's just there's so much out there that you don't know what to believe and do, and until you've tried everything and you have to format it to yourself. That's the way I see it.
And the judgment on women is more than just on the weight loss. It's pretty much across the board in everything, I feel. If you guys think back to when Hillary Clinton was running for president and Barack Obama was there and Mitt Romney. Now, no matter who you like, this isn't political, but the main thing that it was about was, is Hillary going to be wearing a skirt? Is she going to be wearing a pantsuit? What kind of jewelry is she going to have on? Really, who gives a shit what she has on? Oh, maybe she should be at home. She shouldn't run this coming election because her daughter is having a baby and she should be a grandma. Okay, well, Mitt Romney has 22 grandkids. So can someone explain that to me? I mean, regardless of where you stand on it, I mean, it's the difference between a man and a woman, and it always goes back to their appearance. And I'm sorry, but in my opinion, that's bullshit. If someone's going to be a slob, they're going to be a slob no matter. There's always going to be people that are slobs. There's always going to be people that get extra buttered up. But I don't think that it should be, I just feel bad because I think women are constantly judged on their appearance. And I think this starts when kids are very, very young. And unfortunately, it does cause issues. So it's just.
I agree.
I really think society plays a big part in with all that because, you know, they hold women to a higher standard than they do men when it comes to what they're going to look like, what they weigh, what they're going to wear. I mean, and it's not fair. It's not right, and that's just something that society needs to work on itself, and what we all need to do, which could be a totally different show, what we need to work on with the younger generation, with getting them out of that mindset.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's another topic, another day, Michael May. Come on.
Yeah, that's a big topic.
Get with the program.
Trish, you want to see if there's any comments or shout-outs or anything on YouTube?
Yeah, I'll try not to play the audio back, you know, like I like to. Let me mute this for.
I have a question. I can have the guys answer while she's checking it out.
Go for it.
Okay, so it's Sister Scaleback. She is on YouTube and Facebook. Her name is Catherine. Anyway, her question for you fellas is, she says, my husband is going for the sleeve in a few months. He carries all of his weight in his belly and chest. Did you find that you lost weight in only one area, or was it pretty much all over?
Well, for me, I had the sleeve. I carried, if anyone saw my before pictures, my shirtless before pictures, I carried majority of my weight in my belly area and in my chest, and that's where I lost it. I mean, I literally, you know, they say you melt from head to toe. I melted from head to toe, and you know that I lost majority of it the quickest in my belly and in my chest.
I think for me, I tend to carry weight in mostly in my stomach, but I tend to thin out very fast in my face, my chest, legs, backside, everything. Stomach is the last place that I lose weight. The thing that I was very excited about is when I weighed 322 pounds and I did lose that 92 pounds before the regain, when I did lose, it all went back into place very, very well. I was very pleased with the results that I had seen. It was absolutely amazing that I didn't have a bunch of extra here and there, considering how big my stomach was and what I had got up to. So I think everybody's going to be a little different there, and your husband may lose weight in different places at different fastness isn't a word, but at different rates. But in the end, he's going to have his trouble area. It doesn't matter whether he's had weight loss surgery or not. We all have a trouble area, or there's something there, you know. So best of luck to him. I hope he has an amazing, successful surgery. And thank you so much for that question, Catherine. That was amazing.
Do you have another one, Heather?
Tricia?
Oh, my turn? Okay. On YouTube, it's Fit to Love Me. She says, hello, everyone. Penny R, our girl, she says, hello, ladies and gents. PJ Jenkinson says, hello. Pray Why Princess number 1. Good evening, everyone. You all look wonderful. New to watching the show. Great guests. Michael and Rob are awesome. Couldn't miss watching my best friend, Mr. Rob Reno. Aww, that's sweet. PJ Jenkins also, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
That she's a doll.
Oh. PJ says at 2.5 years post-op lap band, I realized the first year after surgery is not realistic. I tracked every calorie, ounce of protein, ounce of water, weighed myself twice a day. It's crazy and exhausting. My husband said you look great and you need to relax and just ride the wave. He was so right, and it has taken so much pressure off. I just wish I could think like him when it comes to weight loss because he's so right. Let's not get too crazy now. I'm just kidding. Ms. Zen Maiden, hello. She says, hello, good evening, ladies. Love you two amazing men, YouTubers. Wouldn't miss it. Daddy looking fly tonight. Just saying, okay? And Sister Skullback says, well, how early am I? Right here.
Heather, did you have another question?
I do. Okay, hold up. Okay, so the question is, when you first started your weight loss journey, were you embarrassed to, just being a guy, were you embarrassed to let people in your life know that you were starting this journey? And once they did find out, did you notice anyone sabotaging your attempts the way that women do that to each other?
Ooh, that's good. Michael?
When I started my weight loss journey, which technically I started it like 6 months before I had surgery, I shouted from the rooftop. I told anybody that would stand still and listen to me that I'm going to be getting my ass skinny.
I believe that. I really do.
I told everybody, to the point where my best friend, she said, Michael, can you just shut up? I know you're going to get skinny. Go tell someone else. You know, I was so excited about it because I had hope. I finally had hope. And I told every single body. And I have not had anybody in my personal life that has tried to sabotage me. They do keep me in check. They say, hey, should you be eating that? And I was like, you know, I can have anything in moderation. And I really preach to my friends when they ask about how my weight loss is going, you know, moderation. I mean, moderation is key. And yeah, I have not had anyone sabotage me. I've had nothing but positive support and everything from all of my very close friends and family.
That's awesome. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that I was never embarrassed. I mean, there may have been times where I went to social events and things in things where people that may have not seen me on a regular basis, I may have been embarrassed because I thought, oh, they're going to think, oh, he's gotten bigger. Every time I see him, he gets bigger kind of thing. But people that see me on a daily basis that would know that I'm dieting and stuff, I mean, hell, I didn't wake up one day that big, I mean, I went everywhere I went, they see me, and as you get bigger and bigger, yeah, people notice. But if you're putting on 5 or 10 pounds over time and it just gradually goes up, they may be thinking, oh, he's getting bigger, but it's not like a shock and awe factor to them. So I was never embarrassed of it. I've really never had anybody sabotage me. I've had people make comments that annoy the shit out of me. There was a guy where I work, and he would come up and go, I noticed you've lost weight, and I think you're doing really good. If you want some input and what you should be doing at the gym, let me know. And I'm thinking, okay, bitch, you about 2 Reese Pieces from Jenny Craig yourself. So don't come up here. Okay, don't come up here and try to tell Daddy what I need to be doing. Because you need to worry about you. I don't need your help, thanks. Because, I mean, his help was like, let me get in there and help you so that I can say that I helped you and take some credit. I don't mind positive feedback, but I don't need you telling me what exercises I need to do. Okay? So,
okay.
He did get some.
Daddy, don't get upset now. Someone else.
So, no, I've never really been embarrassed. I mean, at least about my dieting or my journey or whatever term you want to use. There's definitely been times where I've been embarrassed. When I was bigger, you guys, I'd be embarrassed to go into a fast food restaurant and order my food because I would think that people were judging me, like listening to what I was ordering and then thinking, oh shit, why is he getting a large fry? He needs to get no fry or a medium fry. And probably they weren't even doing that. But your mind thinks a different way. And there was times where I would go through a drive-through, and I ain't even lying, you guys. This is the honest to God's truth, okay? Daddy'd be ordering his food, and I'd be ordering enough shit for 2 to 3 people. But I'm on the phone. I'm pretending like I'm on the phone and going, oh, what did you want? Okay. And then when I get up to the window, I'm pretending like I'm talking on the phone, and they go, oh, do you want any sauce? And I go, oh, did you want any sauce? And then pretend like they said no. I'm going, no sauce. You know what's going to happen one time when I was doing that, and I'm lucky that damn phone was going to ring while I was pretending like somebody was on there, right? But that never happened. But, the crazy shit you do, or you order a meal from one place and then go to Taco Bell and get a meal, go to McDonald's and get a meal, and I mean, when you're a food addict, it's a vicious cycle, and it's never ending, and you find any way you can to not be in the spotlight. So drive-throughs are amazing for people that are overweight or food addicts and stuff because you can really play stuff off. So.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to take a quick
an example of that. I would go through the drive-through and like order separate meals and pay for them separately, but they were for me. I acted like I was paying for someone else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Heather, have you ever done that before?
Pretended I was paying for other people?
Yeah. Or ordering
no,
more
not that specifically, but I was severely bulimic for 5 years of my life. And this was not that long ago. This was actually, I got help like a year before I had my son. But yeah, I've done it all. I'm going to make a video about that horrible journey. But yeah, I know what you guys mean. When all that food's for you and you want them to think it's for a family of 6, you just learn the tricks. But I always think, I bet that fool at the drive-thru window knew that shit's all for me.
No, they did.
Yeah.
You're probably like, dude, this girl's trying to pretend like it's for 5 people. She ordered 2 drinks.
You get like 10 cheeseburgers with 1 drink.
Yeah.
No ice. I can't have no ice because I gotta have more drink.
There are times where I'd get a pizza, and I knew Daddy was going to eat that whole pizza, right? But I'd get a to-go box. So I'd eat part of the pizza there. Your mouth is drooling. You want the rest. But again, you don't want to cause a scene to you. So you're eating the pizza, and then as soon as you get in the car, you open that container up and you're back to eat. Okay? Because you didn't want to eat it all. It's just... And, my friends wouldn't judge me if I did that. They knew that I was a food addict. They knew I would do that. But, heaven forbid these people, knew that I ate this whole pizza, which they're a waiter or a waitress at a restaurant, which I'm not belittling that. I mean, they make great money, but it's like, why do I care? But in our mind, we do care. It's that factor of being judged and criticized and made fun of. And I was the king at drive-thrus. There was times where I'd go to 3 different drive-thrus, and then I would get the courage on the way home. As crazy as this sounds, this is how bad my addiction was, because I suffered from bulimia also when I was in my late teens, getting down to 137 pounds, and then several years later going to the extreme opposite and becoming obese. So I've been at both ends of the spectrum like Heather has, and it's alarming, and it's very draining. But I would go through and buy all this food, and then when I was going home, I was going to have a feast, right? So I would start saying, oh my God, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. So I roll down the passenger window, and every time someone isn't looking, I chuck the beef and cheddar out the window, to get rid of it so that I wouldn't eat it. And then somebody's like, you're throwing stuff out the window? And I was like, hey, I'm feeding the homeless. I tried to justify the littering, but it's crazy, but it's all true. I mean, it's the things we do, so.
Yeah.
I gotta like clone you and put you in my pocket, Rob. You're hilarious, seriously. I'm feeding the homeless.
Well, I'm gonna ask this to Trish, myself, and Rob. Have you ever, or would you ever consider weight loss surgery?
Oh, now, Christy, you know the answer to this.
Well, you go ahead and go first, Trish.
Yes, that is my answer. Yes.
You don't want to go into more detail?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Rob's turn.
What about you, Rob?
This is a great question, and it's a hard question because some people can take real offense real quick when you start comparing non-weight loss surgery to weight loss surgery within the community. I've said it many times. I support any method that anyone chooses, and for some people, that is a great tool and that they utilize it. Everybody chooses different tools. My answer to that question is no, and the reason that I've said that is because when I've tried so many diets over the years, you guys, but when I tried those diets, it was for glamour reasons. I wanted to be a smaller size. I wanted to look great. I was going on a vacation, and I had to get that 25 pounds off. All these reasons to why. Well, then when I started my journey in 2012, and I really dedicated myself to it, people have to remember, a lot of people that I've heard that are weight loss people, I tried everything. This was a matter of life and death for me. I had to do this. And I praise the courage that it takes for someone to move forward and have that surgery. But the thing that's important for the viewers to understand in my case is I was 3 to 7 pounds from my goal range. So I knew that I could do it the traditional way. It doesn't mean my way's better or my way's right or anyone else's way is wrong. But I thought to myself, wouldn't that be me and this is my train of thought, wouldn't that be me taking the easy way out because I know I can do it? And all the people that had weight loss surgery that I respect told me this was a matter of life and death for them and how hard it is. And I would consider it if I felt like I was never getting close to where I needed to be. But you guys, I was right there. And because I failed to change my mind to change my life, I gained that weight back. And this time I'm working harder to learn from my mistakes and stuff. I'm not saying weight loss surgery is easy. Please don't think that that's the message that I'm giving, or the easy way out. What I'm saying is I think it would be a slap in the face to people that have had it and went through the struggles and have to have those life changes for the rest of their life, for me to have it and just say, well, I don't want to try anymore. I want to get it off. That's not what those people said. Everyone I've talked to, it was a matter of life and death, and they needed to do it. I'm not in that same boat, so therefore, at this point in my life, it is not for me, okay? But I do respect people that have had it 100%, and I want to make that perfectly clear.
Right.
Oh, and I know you do, Rob, and I completely respect your opinion and your feelings on that, and I commend you, and I think you're an awesome guy.
Thank you very much.
Not many people would say that, Not many people would admit like their true feelings about that, And that's kind of where I stood as far as like the weight loss surgery is like, if I felt like I never wholeheartedly tried, and then when I did start trying, I started dropping the weight. So, that's when I'm like, whenever I start to really feel like I'm not dropping the weight, and I just can't, I don't know, like it's not going anywhere, then that's whenever I'll start thinking about it, and that's where I'm at now.
Right.
So, I'm not saying that, yeah, I'm going to do it, but, I have to get, like, I feel like my mind is just scrambled. When you're overweight, that's all you think about. People say, oh, you just don't know how to eat. Ask any fat person what to eat. Ask any fat person what's good for you or what's bad for you. And believe me, we obsess over every single thing. I can tell you everything that's in my cabinets and how many calories they are and how many you can eat on those calories. So, I mean, we know what to eat. It's just a matter of doing it. And, it's hard.
I've been called out a couple times for using the word traditional way of weight loss, which I think that is a traditional way if you don't have a form of surgery or something. I don't know what else you would refer it to. But this is my point to people also, and this is not meant offensive in any way. If someone is proud of their surgery, VSG, lap band, RNY, DS, whatever you've had, you should be proud of it and you should own it. But I should also be able to be as proud as the method that I chose to lose my weight and have people respect me, unless I would say something of like, well, I didn't take the easy way out, I did it the right way. That's offensive. That's hurtful to people because you didn't walk in their shoes. So don't judge them. But I don't want to be judged for using the word traditional or I didn't have surgery. There's no difference. If someone's had surgery and you say, I've had surgery, I had VSG, I had RNY, that's great. I think you should let people know that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I shouldn't have to not be able to say the way that I lost my weight or have people get offended because I'm just as proud of the method that I chose as other people have the method or the tool that they chose. And for the important thing is that so many people in the community sometimes overlook is we are all doing this for a reason.
Yep.
And we all want to save our lives. We're choosing different tools and different methods. But you guys, we've all been talked about. We've all had the heartaches and the struggles. Most of us, 95% of us. Okay, just because we choose a different tool, that's the difference between us. We have so much more in common. So, that's my point to people. Let's just all support each other no matter what method we're choosing as long as it's safe. I mean, I don't think like diet pills and stuff are super safe. I used to work in pharmacy. I've seen a lot of people form heart conditions and stuff from those, and they scare me. So that's one of my things.
Right.
Yeah, and Rob, you should be proud and be able to celebrate that you did it, and you're doing it the traditional way, and no one should look down on you for that.
No.
Because, I mean, there is no other word to use it. There's the surgery way or traditional way. I mean, and that's just the way it is.
Right. I agree.
I was just going to say that one of my favorite things about the weight loss community is the fact that we're all on a different journey. There's people that have had surgery and people that have not. And honestly, some of the people that I've grown the closest with are people that haven't had surgery or aren't even overweight, in fact, and I can learn from everybody. If I only talked to people that had the same type of surgery as me or the same body type, I mean, I would be limiting myself, but just because there's so many different people coming from so many different angles with different types of goals, we can just learn so much more and implement what we want from their journey to improve ours, and I love that about the community, and I wouldn't change it. So
exactly. I mean, I've learned just as much from people doing it the traditional way as I have from people who've had weight loss surgery. I mean, like one of the first guys that I stumbled across on YouTube was Rob, and and he preached moderation, and I really learned from that.
Yep.
Learned from okay, I need to learn moderation in what I can eat, and and I thank you for you preaching moderation, Rob. I mean, I learned a lot from him. I've learned a lot from Tina and Julie and everyone. Khalid. Right. I mean,
and I think some of us get in like this weight loss surgery mindset, and you can just talk. You're listening to somebody who is hasn't had surgery, they can say something and you're just like, holy crap, and it just like rings a bell, and just, I don't know, you can just learn so much, just things you forgot about, you know what I mean, and vice versa. So I just think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me to answer, I've considered weight loss surgery, and I am planning on going through with weight loss surgery because of the high blood pressure, the sleep apnea, and other medical problems that I have. And so I am planning on going through with the VSG in Mexico this summer. So I have taken that route, yeah.
Congratulations.
But I have been on this diet for 2 years trying, and I've lost 30 pounds on my own, so I still pat myself on the back for that, and I'm still not giving up because I know I'm doing the surgery. I'm still continuing my diet and my journey, but, you know, the surgery is in my future, but I'm not giving up. It's not like I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm going to eat a bag of Cheetos because I know in June and July I'm going to sit there and have surgery. No, I'm not being stupid like that. That's stupid. So,
I mean, you know, what you can learn now, I mean, you can just be so much more successful, you know, after you have surgery.
right. I am learning from everybody. That's how I am picking everybody's brain on every situation. And literally, that's how me and Michael met. I sat there and just like, okay, can I ask you like 20 questions? You know, and it ended up being like, I think for like 4 hours we were on the phone talking because I was asking everything. And he was cooking dinner that night. So he's like, well, I'll show you what I ate and what I didn't eat and this and that. And I mean, I was just asking everything that you could think of. So it's not like I haven't done research. I have researched till my eyes have, you know, been bloodshot. It's like I have looked at everything, every video, every paper there is, and I've asked every question there is. So, but that is my plan, and that's what I'm aiming for in June or July.
I mean, any decision anyone makes, whether to have surgery or to not have surgery, that decision is the best decision for you. And whatever it is, be proud of it. And I 100% support everybody in their journey. But I do have one more question. This is pretty much just for the guys. Okay, so we talked about, I guess we're all in agreement that the guys lose the weight easier. But how about keeping the weight off?
Oh.
Rob? Start with Rob.
Sure. Okay, well, obviously I'm proof that that's hard to do. So having a pretty big regain from a big loss. I think no matter what your sex is, male or female, if you don't take the steps necessary to educate yourself, change your mind, build a good relationship with food, have respect for yourself, your body, and food, then I don't care your age, your sex, or whatever it is, you will put weight back on. I mean, if we don't change what got us to this point that most of us have all lived so long overweight or having a weight problem, not everybody, but a lot of people, then if you're going to go back to your old ways and your whole purpose is to get the weight off to stand in front of the mirror and say, damn, I look good, you're going to have that aha moment. But I can guarantee you, if you do not change, it will not last. I've been there many times. And this time, I'm doing it the right way. I'm working on changing that mind, building a better relationship with food, having more respect for food, and realizing, like Michael said and several of the rest of you, I can have whatever I want in moderation. I believe that motivation, moderation, and dedication are things you absolutely need to be successful in a journey. And you have to learn moderation. You can have a cupcake, but you don't need 3. There's times where we would have party at work. There'd be all kinds of stuff in the break room. I would go in and take one, I'd have it, and then I'd keep stacking it another one, and I'd go into the bathroom, go into the stall, and eat another cupcake. Because I didn't want people to see me have it at my desk, because I would think, man, that bitch had 2 cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? So it's the sneaking and stuff like that, but moderation is key along with your dedication. And motivation is huge to keep you moving. Okay?
Good answer.
Good answer.
I totally agree with what Rob said. it's hard for me to talk on that question because, I called goal at 200 pounds, and I continued to lose another 17 pounds over the course of a couple of months. And I haven't experienced, regain. And I do believe if you do not change your mindset, and with anything you do, even with surgery, there's a possibility of completely gaining it all back. It'll take longer, but you will gain it all back if you do not change your mindset. And that is key, is working on the mental aspect of a weight loss journey, or whatever you want to call it, is changing the mindset and learning what you cannot eat. And when you hit the satiety point of when you're satisfied and stop being able to have the willpower to stop. I made a post sign on Facebook. I'm 2 years out and I overate again tonight. I mean, it still happens. You have to be able to change that. And that is a struggle that I struggle with on a daily basis, is working on the mental aspect of this journey.
Yeah. It's like what Rob said, you got to get your head first before you.
Mm-hmm. You've got to get this here, because with weight loss surgery, they go in, they work, they give you a new tool, but they don't give you a new mind.
Mm-hmm.
This here is what will keep the weight off, not the tool or the process that you're going through. Your mindset is what's going to keep your weight off.
I think we have one more question from Zen Maiden. Question for the panel: what is the biggest thing you learned that has helped you along the way, and what would you tell others to do to themselves to move past the mental demons and blocks that come up along the way? Guys, does the new look when you have lost weight affect your self-image? Rob?
Okay, that was a whole bunch of shit at one time.
I know.
Can we back up the bus for a minute? Can you read that again? And I'll try to be more listening. I'll try to listen better. Sorry.
Okay. What is the biggest thing you learned that has helped you along the way? And what would you tell others to do for themselves to move past the mental demons and blocks that come up along the way?
Sure. The biggest thing I think I've learned is that, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm human. I'm gonna fall down. I'm gonna have those bumps in the road, and those are okay. To me, those are learning blocks. Those are things that I learned from. If I go from A to Z losing weight and I don't have any setbacks or anything like that, well then, my food addiction and my binge eating and all that was, I guess, just in my mind, because I don't think I could go on the journey all the way without having those setbacks, because I do have an addiction to food, and I do work very hard on my relationship to food. So I think the biggest thing I've learned is that I do have to change my mind to change my life, and if I don't do that, then I'm going to be sitting back here in 3 years, probably heavier than I ever was, and be going through the same battle over and over and over. And I want to be part of the community for many years to come, but I want to be someone who can live in a maintenance range and be happy. And for things I would tell others is, I guess I would tell others to live life well. You guys, I lost my dad in August of 2013. My dad passed away in his sleep. My dad was a huge part of my journey. And really, it was hard when I lost him. And I fell off the wagon a little bit when I lost him. And I actually lost weight because I was so devastated with the loss of my dad. And when I thought it couldn't get any worse, then in March of 2014, my brother passed away unexpectedly. And, I expected to lose my dad and my mom eventually. I expected to grow old with my sibling. And I was devastated again with his loss, and it broke my heart. And my brother kept going. 2.5 years before he passed, he had went into surgery, and he had twin girls. And when he passed, I was 2.5. When he did surgery, he had wrote a letter to his dad what he wanted to tell him about things done. And at the bottom of the letter, signed, "I love you, else live life well." And that's always stuck with me. And everything I can get out of this journey, it's not about a number on the scale. It's not about a size. It's not about certain clothes I can wear. This is for me. Other people have the same thing to get into that. But for me, I want to live a healthy life. I want to live life well. I want to live the best that I can and enjoy life and not be constantly worried about thinking about food or what I have to do or things like that. That's not, I don't, it was miserable fat. I don't want to be miserable thin. All I did is change myself. So my goal is to live life well and become healthy.
I think you've been through so much, yet you still inspire others and motivate. I mean, that's just your character is just amazing. I just think you really, really inspire me, and I'm glad I found you.
Thank you.
I want to hug you and love on you.
Hugs and kisses to everybody.
Mine first.
Did anybody else want to answer that? Heather, Rob, Michael?
What was the question again?
There was a bunch of questions.
Okay, what is the biggest thing you've learned that has helped you along the way? And what would you tell others to do for themselves to move past the mental demons and blocks that come up along the way?
Okay. I might ask that. I might ask you to repeat that again. But
No.
what I've done, I mean, along the way is the biggest thing I've learned is being able to trust in myself and be able to, I say it all the time, trust the process. Know that this is going to work. Believe in yourself. You are your biggest supporter. Believe in yourself, and this shit works. I mean, if you get the mind right, it has no other way but to work. And I've learned, to be able to eat in moderation, and I can indulge in moderation and be able to have what I want when I want it. And what I would tell someone about the demons in this aspect of it is find out where they're coming from. The scale does not define you. You define you, and will radiate from that. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Heather, did you want to reply to that?
For me, the biggest thing was coming to terms with the fact that it was okay for me to make myself a priority. Like, I was always a priority before I had a kid, and then once he came, it was just like I was just all consumed. He was my world, and I felt like an extreme amount of guilt whenever I would do something for myself, even when it came to things like dressing nice, doing my makeup or hair. I just felt like I was taking too much time on myself, and you have to come to the point when you realize it's okay. Like, you need to be the best for your family, and if you're at your worst, then you can't be the best mom, you can't be the best wife. And obviously you have to find the balance in your life, and it took me a long time to get to that point, but I'm there now. And another thing that I've overcome is, before surgery, I always felt really, what's the word? Like, I felt like I would let people down if I didn't eat their food, or if, things like that. When you go to a party, I always felt like I was disappointing people, and I would just rather eat and drink and get crazy and have fun and not ruin anybody else's time, even if that meant jeopardizing all of my goals or sabotaging everything I had done for the last 3 weeks. Like, I was more concerned on making them happy than making myself happy. And again, you just have to get to the point where you let people know this is the path you're on, and you just stick to your guns. And eventually, the people that pressure you and try to, they don't even usually do it to sabotage you, but you know what I'm saying. They'll just get to the point where they realize, hey, this is the new you. She only eats this, this, and this, so that's what I'm going to cook. That's kind of the way it's coming in my household too, because my husband used to always ask me to eat this, or he'd bring me all this crap that he knew I liked, and he doesn't do that anymore because he knows how focused I am. And I just think you have to get to the point and just realize it is okay. Like, take care of yourself. So.
Right.
That's good advice, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
That is good advice.
Are we doing okay on time, or?
I think we're kind of maxed out, but Penny R did say, Rob, I agree with you. I see it so much out here. I feel like I've been ignored by some that have had the surgery, but I'm proud for anyone who is trying no matter what path you choose. And she is considering the surgery, but she's scared of the mental hunger. And she said that she wished she had looked into it 30 years ago. She's nervous at her age.
Wow.
And Sister Scaleback, yes, we will put the links for these gentlemen's YouTube for you.
Can I ask you guys a real quick question? It's very simple. Ready?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Victoria's secret is?
Wait, say it again?
What?
What do you think Victoria's secret is?
That she's really a guy.
I just had to ask that.
That's a tough one.
What do you think Victoria's Secret is, Rob?
I think Victoria might be a lesbo. I'm just saying.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing. I can use that word. I think that she might be a lesbo, but I'm not sure.
I just think she's a full-out queen.
Maybe you might be right.
I think she's really a guy. Yeah.
Could be. You never know.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining us tonight on Pretty Losers. Thank you, Rob and Michael VSG. We appreciate it. A big announcement from me and Michael VSG. We did start a new channel called Sizzle This. It will be airing February 1st at 8 p.m. That's on a Sunday. So we're very excited. We hope you come and join us. I'm sure we will link that channel down below also. So she's shaking her head no. I'm not leaving Pretty Losers. I'm still here, but me and Michael will just be doing a channel 2 together. So we hope you come and join us. It's not just going to be about weight loss. It's going to be about many, many, many things. So you just have to come and check it out. We're keeping it a secret until the 1st. We're being hush-hush on it.
I'm nervous. I'm scared.
You should be scared.
You know anything about me?
again.
Scared.
I'm scared because Michael May is involved, and I'm just.
Oh, I'm scared too. He's already talking about doing shots and everything. So. Woo.
Well, I want to thank y'all for allowing me to come on to y'all's show tonight and talk about this topic. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are welcome anytime. Seriously.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for watching us. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Good night.